Hello teachers, and welcome to the norming video for the constructed response section for 3rd grade math for CA3. Before you begin the norming process, please download or print the exemplar responses. They are in a PDF underneath this video on Blackboard. So over here on the left-hand side, you will see the scoring rubric, and over here on the right-hand side, you will see the blank test that your scholars took. Once you download that exemplar, it'll give you an idea of how scholars may have answered these questions. So the first question is a geometry question. Total, all of part 1 is worth 8 points total. So part A is worth 4 points total, and it is asking scholars to name each geometric solid on the line underneath it. You'll see that in the question, it kind of gives them a list right here. So they'll need to note that this one is a triangular prism, this one is a rectangular prism, a cube, and a pyramid, or they can write that it was a square pyramid. They'll receive 1 point for each of those. If scholars spell the name of the figure incorrectly, you would still reward them the point as long as you're able to tell what they meant. And then you might also point out to the scholar at some point, not during the test, but after you've graded it, that the spellings were given to them right up here. For part B, it is worth 2 points, and you'll notice it is bolded and italicized for them to use complete sentences. They will need to describe one way that all 4 of these figures are alike. So there's not very many ways that these are all alike, but they can write all of the figures above have straight edges, all of the figures above have straight sides, all of the figures above have faces, all of the figures above are 3-dimensional, all of the figures above do not have a curved edge. So those are some examples of what scholars might write down here. They only need to describe one way. They get 1 point for describing that way, and then they get 1 additional point if they wrote incomplete sentences. So moving on to part 3, again you'll notice that it is bolded and italicized for them to write incomplete sentences. And it says, describe one way the cube and the rectangular prism are different from the pyramid and triangular prism. So we are looking, how are these two different from these two? So scholars will want to write something about how the pyramid and the triangular prism have like triangular faces, the other two do not, or that the pyramid and the triangular prism each have 5 faces and the other two have 6 faces. So they will get 1 point for describing that difference, and then 1 additional point if they wrote it in a complete sentence. So moving on to question number 2. Question number 2 is worth a total of 2 points. So it shows the floor of the garage and divided up. It says the shaded area is the area covered by shelves. What is the area not covered by shelves? So what scholars will need to do is they will need to count the area of the white boxes here and here, or they will need to count the gray boxes and then subtract those from 100. So once they do that, they should get the answer of 54. That is worth 1 point. And then because the question says remember to show correct units, they get 1 additional point for writing square feet behind the correct answer for a total of 2 points. If scholars write that the answer is 46 square feet, they should only be awarded the 1 point for correct units, but 46 is the area covered by shelves that is shaded, and the question asks for the part not covered. Moving on to the last question, number 3. This is also a geometry question. It's worth a total of 6 points. It asks scholars again in all complete sentences to describe two ways in which the shapes are the same, these two right up here. So because it's asking for two ways, they'll receive 1 point for each of those similarities and then 1 additional point for writing in complete sentences. So they could write something like, both of these shapes are quadrilaterals and have at least 1 right angle. You'll notice that there are other possible answers right over here. So this is worth a total of 3 points. And then part B is also worth a total of 3 points that says describe two ways in which the shapes are different. So there's a few different ways that they could answer this. They could say the rectangle has 4 right angles and the trapezoid only has 3 right angles. The rectangle has 2 sets of parallel lines and the trapezoid has 1 set of parallel lines. So if they write 2 differences, they get 1 point for each difference that they write, and then 1 additional point for writing incomplete sentences. If you have any questions about this, please post your question to Blackboard under the discussion, and we will get back to you. Thank you very much.